can we go into doing the 5-minute breath work and meditation that you talked about? I think it'd be really nice to give people like a segment that they can listen back to for that 5 minutes just to change their day, like change their mood.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So, uncross your legs.
I'm bad at that.
Oh, it's okay.
I sit cross-legged.
It's okay. Oh, yes, I know. I love it too. To be honest, if you want, you can take your shoes off and sit cross-legged on the chair, if that's easier for you.
No, it's fine. We'll stay like this.
All right, perfect. So the first thing that I want you to do before we start, I want you to place one hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And now I just want you to kind of like close your eyes and feel if you can breathe through your belly. So feel your body, feel your belly expand as you breathe in. And then your belly contracts down as you breathe out. Exactly. Try and do it again, really intentionally through the belly. That's it. Amazing. So see how it goes from your belly to your lungs, almost. Expand your belly as much as you can. Yes, that's it. Beautiful. Okay, amazing. So now you can just open your eyes. What we're going to do is that we're going to take 3 cleansing breaths before we start our equal ratio breathing, it's called. So you're going to big inhale through the nose and then open mouth, exhale, stick your tongue out. That's it, really go for it. Big inhale through the nose and then exhale. And last one, big inhale through the nose. And then exhale. Okay, beautiful. Now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and again place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and you're going to inhale for 4 seconds. So whenever you're ready, inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold your breath for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath at the end of your exhale. 3, 2, 1. Now inhale through your belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Feel your belly expand for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale as slow as you can. Beautiful. And then hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Feel your belly expand. And hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. You're doing great. 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Really feel your belly expand. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Hold. And then exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And then last one. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And now you can keep breathing normally, but just keep your eyes closed. And you can keep your hands where they are, or you can just gently place them on your lap with your palms open. That's it, beautiful. And I kind of want you to just feel how your body feels. Feel the chair, feel your feet on the ground, and just kind of notice your body and where you're at right now. Now we tend to forget how to feel our body. We constantly live in our heads. But today I just want you to ask yourself and ask your body, how do you feel today? Really? And so I want you to imagine that from the top of your head There's like this liquid honey, light energy, and it's going to go through every single part of your body, and it's going to just relax every part it touches. So starting from the top of your head, imagine that liquid honey energy just melting your brain, just relaxing everything that's going on. Going down to your forehead, into your face, and notice your jaw. Maybe unclench your jaw. Down to your throat, on your shoulders, and everything just relaxes. Down on your hands, on your heart, down on your belly, all in your digestive system, and going down in your reproductive system, just down your legs, your knees, your calves, your feet and your toes. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. Your body always knows the way. So everything you do it right. And so really now, just thank yourself. Because so many times we forget to thank ourselves. And we're in a state of constantly doing. But right now, just thank yourself for devoting those 5 minutes just to you and your body. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
I feel
Now
great.
Take a big stretch. And then, that's it.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. It's interesting.
You're back.
Yeah, I hold a lot of tension in my hips. Like as soon as the honey got there, I was like, oh, I released it. It was nice. And my jaw, I'm really bad at that. I clench my jaw all the time. And I wake up and I'm like, oh, clearly been holding it.
It's really interesting because what you said about the hips, this is where most pain and trauma is stored.
Really?
In your hips.
Oh dear. What does that say
That's
about
why,
me?
no, but like for everyone, that's why practices like literally shaking your ass, twerking, belly dancing, I'm not joking, is so healing, even for men.
You heard that here. Twerking is healing.
Absolutely. It really is. The episode's name.
Yeah. That's it. Can we do my first tarot reading?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Let's do it.
So how many decks have we got here?
I mean, now I only have 4.
Only 4?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. But at home I have about 50.
Wow.
So I'm also a collector. But every deck speaks differently. So the first thing that we're going to do, now this is a deck that will show you what is in the way of you healing, for example. Because what is your question?
What do I need to do now in the present to get that dream relationship?
Okay, perfect. So you're going to start by just shuffling this pack.
Okay.
And just focus on your question. And once you're done shuffling...
I'm not very good at shuffling.
The messages will come through no matter what.
Okay, good. I'm not like the casino shuffle. I don't quite have that ability.
It's all good. Just focus on your question. And let's see what's in the way. So whenever you're ready, you can stop shuffling anytime you want. And you're going to pick 2 cards with your left hand. Actually 3. Take another one. Okay, interesting. Now, we're going to do the same thing with this pile. This is how to heal, how to let go of that. The first thing that we see here, See, the first card we have is the card Judgment. So you can see that this guy is just looking at the mirror, right? So and we have the card, it says victim here. So it's almost like one of the biggest things that is blocking you from attracting is your relationship to yourself, and how we were talking about the mirror as well. So that can be your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your body. And can you see that guy is like pointing, right? So there's and there's a lot of like clouds. And just so you know, like the way that it happens during a reading, like there's a lot of things that flow. So sometimes they'll have to do with a reading, with a question that you've asked. Sometimes they'll just be like general messages. I'll just like tell you everything that comes through. So judging yourself is a really big thing, and like, because we do have like a male here, that also makes you think perhaps what would be good for you to think about and maybe do some work on, or kind of think about like the relationship to your dad as well, to a main male in your life. And so, because there's a lot of like clouds, there's a lot of like things that are like a little bit like more, let's say, not dark necessarily, but like a lot of like,
almost like confusion.
Almost like confusion. And because you're so confused, it's almost like you've never learned how to, well, again, we have the card trust, right? You've never learned how to really like trust yourself. You kind of like almost like, oh, okay, if that person is doing it like that, then I'm just going to follow that, but actually you've never learned how to really trust yourself and how to trust your own decision making. And now you're moving more into that, the way that your life is today. But again, like that has been something that has to do with like maybe your earlier childhood, because it's the card on the left as well that usually shows like the past, and also like other people feeling bigger than you or more important than you. That's why I'm thinking, well, either a father figure or in general, sometimes it can be a teacher or something. It's feeling that everybody else is like taller or better, or and that you always kind of like, okay, well, I'm okay, I'm good, I'm quite confident, I think, but it's never like fully. It's almost like, yeah, I'm quite confident in some areas of my life, but actually deep down, there's confusion, there's lack of clarity and judgment towards yourself. Right? So that's, and the way to heal that, so that's why these cards are so powerful in a way, because the way to heal that, can you see, it says flow, and then you have gift, and it's almost like a gift from life, and you have two people into this boat, and it's learning that actually this was just a journey, learning that it's like we were talking about it earlier on, learning that unlearning what you've perhaps seen in your earlier environment or your relationship to men in general, knowing that this is not how it's meant to be. It can be different, and I don't always have to please. So then again, these two cards are quite similar. That's why I'm going to work with them together. We have shamanic test, unconscious, right? And then death, temptation, victim. Okay, now this has nothing to do with death, just so you know. Even the death cards, no, definitely not. Well, the old you is dying right now. The old parts of you are dying. Okay, but this is two things. It's very interesting because usually when this card comes up, we can see that it's almost like the story that person is telling themselves is almost like denying themselves that happiness. Right? So a lot of the times, again, comes back to judgment as well, and both cards are like victim cards. It almost feels like, yeah, okay, everyone else can have it, but I don't. Deep down, maybe you're not aware of that, maybe you're a little bit aware of that, but deep down, this is what's happening within you. You almost like don't feel like this life is meant for you. And so then what happens is that we go into self-sabotage. That's why you have death, temptation, right? But actually, you can just come out of the window. And what is reading is showing you is that you deserve it just like everyone else. And the way to do that, because that symbolizes your present as well, because it's the middle card as well. So that symbolizes that you feel you have a massive what you call it, you have a massive mountain to
Yeah.
climb almost, you know, you're like, "Oh, I'm being tested right
pretty
now.
accurate.
I have to do it by myself."
Yeah.
Around a ring of fire, by the way. You know, so it's not easy what you're going through. And at the same time, the reason why you're going through this is to teach you how to trust.
Okay.
And you're going to learn how to trust slowly by healing. You know, and knowing that healing and love is here for you. And like we said earlier on, it cannot pass you by. So as you said, you know, you can see here again the clouds. So it's being mindful of what do you say to yourself, and being mindful of maybe like your earlier years with a father figure, for example, or like a male in your life, or that could even be like, that could have been like your ex, you know, like a earlier relationship that kind of like built you in a way, and be like, okay, it doesn't have to be like that. I don't have to just, you know, just because you don't know and you're confused, it doesn't mean that it will be like this forever.
Yeah.
And knowing your vision, you know, I always say hold the vision. And we have the card vision here that is actually showing you that the world is your oyster. But because we have water as well, this has to do with your emotions. So everything, so right now you're learning to navigate the waves of your emotions. And I don't even know what that is, but it's almost like pieces of wood that are sticking up, that are moving the boat, because you feel a bit like this right now. You feel like suddenly you've been left with a ring of fire in the middle of the ocean by yourself. And you're like, what the fuck is this, you know? But actually, as we said earlier, we can see the little, can you see that person? He's just jumping on
the crocodiles.
On crocodiles,
Yeah.
you know? But he's taking the risk. You've taken a huge risk, and you need to remember that. You need to honor yourself for that. And actually be like, I have taken a huge risk emotionally here with digging up all these things within myself and with doing the work. And you can let go of those stories, because it's not always going to be like that. Yeah. So that's like the first thing that I wanted to like see. I love these cards. Yeah, start with, always intense, right? Then it's like, let's see, what can you bring more into your life right now? What do you really need in order for you? Like, what is the main advice for you? In order for you to also to manifest your dream relationship, but also, what do you really need? This is right now.
Do I do the same? Like,
you do exactly the same. You cut 3 in 3 piles, and then you pick 3 cards. Beautiful. I love these cards because the colors always bring up the emotions, okay? So we have the card caution, and then anger, and then comfort, okay? So just like take a moment to just like notice the difference in energy between those 2 cards and that card. Basically, right now, the thing that you need the most is to bring up all this anger to the surface. And it's funny because we were literally just talking about it earlier, about anger coming out. But it's also like, because, okay, life is about accepting. Of course, you need to accept where you're at today. But at the same time, anger has come in the middle of your reading, which tells me, and that it's almost like caution. It's almost like you're a bit scared of, like, you are angry, but then you're almost like a little bit like, no, I shouldn't be feeling that, or I should be, or I should this, or I should. There's a lot of shoulds that are going on within yourself. Whereas right now, you need to really let yourself feel that. You need to be angry at him. It's okay to be angry at. I know you are already, but it's okay. But it's okay to like, to almost like intensify it even more, because it needs to come out. Because right now it's almost like, oh, I'll let it out a little bit, and then I bring it back in, because no, I'm healing and I'm doing the right thing. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it needs to come out. But then what needs is like, I love this card. Look at this, comfort. And we see like a flower. You need to treat yourself like a flower who is literally just starting to come out the ground. You're gasping for breath. You know, this is like your first little, you're being reborn. Yeah. This is what's happening. And so pink, okay? So pink, a lot of pink energy, a lot of soothing, a lot of feminine things in your life. Rose quartz as well with crystals. If you don't have one, just order a little one, sleep with it, eat with it, you know, bathe with it. I don't know.
Take it everywhere.
Yeah, take it everywhere. Just because like rose quartz is also the stone of self-love. And so right now, what you really need is you comforting yourself and treating yourself like, you know, there was like flowers that just died. And now you're like, the seeds have been planted and you're slowly being, you don't know how to be this new flower. You don't know how to be this new rose. I have a rose deck here. You don't know how to be that woman in a way. And that's why also, it's interesting because everything that we've been talking about earlier on is coming out in your reading, right? So that feminine aspect of yourself needs to come through to be able to soothe that anger as well. But both need to coexist. Yeah?
Release the anger.
Yeah,
but be kind.
And look on the back of the deck, you have the card like strength. Okay, like you're building strength right now. So everything that is happening within yourself is making you feel stronger, and you're building foundation. Can you see? Because we have like the image of I don't have the
column.
Column. Yes, exactly. So you are building literally your own foundations by yourself, and that's really hard. So that's why it's important for you to bring that comfort in your life, that acceptance that that's just the way it is right now. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing for this, but just one card from that, and then maybe a couple with this one.
Okay,
and then we can close it. Ciel. I love this card because it's almost like you're learning how to remove yourself. See, again, we have a lot of clouds. So there's a lot of course, like with every breakup, there's a lot of, you know, regrets. There's a lot of thoughts of, I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have been like that. Oh, I shouldn't have let go of this. I should have let go of myself. I shouldn't have let go of my body. I'm not saying that you necessarily thought those exact things, but these are things that come up, okay? And they're clouding a lot. So, I mean, I also see a trip for you. Like, a trip is important for you to take just because this is coming up. We have the world. You need to take a trip. I don't know, go somewhere for like a few days and just devote that to yourself. Devote that trip to yourself, for yourself, you know, bring your journal, and, you know, you're just going to be screaming into a pillow and punching, and just give me a call, you know, we'll have a sesh. But right now it's important for you to learn how to distance yourself from those thoughts. Okay?
I do find going away really helpful. I actually just went on a trip on my own as well for like,
nice.
We were meant to go together, and I went solo instead.
That was really brave. Because that can be really hard.
Actually, I really enjoyed it, actually. But that I think that's why.
that's okay. That has already come up.
But it was really good for my healing, I think. Like making it about me and my time.
Oh, look, trip. Literally the card underneath. So the next trip you take, make it further away. Even further away. It's coming up again. It's coming up again for you.
Nice.
Maybe next year, or, you know.
I love traveling, so.
Oh, okay, great.
There's be plenty of trips coming up.
And then the last ones, we're going to take maybe like 2 cards.
What's this deck for?
This deck is it's a very feminine deck. And I always feel into what deck you will need before the reading. And I pick up kind of like intuitively the deck that you're meant to have. And so I knew that I wanted to bring this one. And this deck ties up really well with the card comfort that you had with the pink. Because you're in need of that comfort, of that finding that feminine. Beautiful. So the first card that we have is Brother of the Rose, Sacred Masculine, Honor, Protection, Support, which is what you're calling into, right? And then we have this card, the Anointed. Answer the Call, Leadership, Empowerment, Soul Gifts. So right now you're really into, I mean, I don't know if you can see in that image, but you're really into this period of coming into your power. It's literally a rebirth. And I love that because it almost says like you have the card leadership is coming up in your life, which maybe for the first time, I mean, I'm not saying that you've never had to do it before, but maybe for the first time you had to step into that by yourself. And as scary as it is, this is going to and is giving you a lot of empowerment. And it's almost like, I think that it's helpful for you to know that you are doing the right thing right now. Okay, so like whenever you doubt yourself, remember that you're just going through that journey and it's okay, you know, because you're beating yourself way too much. Because obviously I get it, like you want to move to the next level and you want to be free from that. You don't want to be crying every day, and I get that completely. But right now it's like so many different parts of you, of yourself are being born. Things that you didn't even know that existed in you are about to come in your life as well in the next, you know, few months. And so then this card is also just like a reminder to trust in the sacred masculine, to know that no matter what, you are protected and supported, and you are always protected and supported by source, by grace, by God, by the universe, by whatever, you know, you want to call it. But also that when you trust with that you have that support will also show up in your life, and you will attract a supportive partner.
Love it.
Sounds good.